Good afternoon. It is 12 o'clock and welcome to Creating Your Healthy Truth with Barb. I'm Barb Minnemeyer and I am a health and wellness expert, and I help men and women get healthy and lose weight by counting chemicals, not calories. So welcome to today's session. We're going to continue on with chemicals, and I am referring to the Food Babes book, Vani Hari. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with her. I'm sure some of you are. But she is the one who went after Kraft for their macaroni and cheese. Did you know that they were making a more healthier version to send to Europe, to the UK? Because they ban like food dyes and all the chemicals that we in the US put in our food. So she got wind of that and she stomped their doorsteps, and she was relentless and wouldn't give up. And then I remember like 3 years ago, there was a headline in the newspaper from Kraft: "We're changing our color," because they finally started making the same Kraft macaroni and cheese for us as they were making for Europe. So, and she's gone after Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, because they had ingredients in their breads and rolls, and Subway too, that are used in yoga mats. So we're glad that she's around and that she's doing the good deed here. So just wanted to give you a little FYI. So last week, I believe we left off at pesticides, and today I'm going to start with refined and enriched flour, which we could do a whole 10 hours on this, but okay, so she says, I'm talking about flour that has been stripped of nutrients and fiber with none put back. Manufacturers enrich. Whenever you see enrich on a food label, it means it's been altered. Enrich their dead flour by putting synthetic nutrients back into the product. She says, thanks a lot. Many flours are even bleached with chlorine so that it's white. So yeah, go figure. Or peroxide. And so she says, a Clorox sandwich for lunch? She's got a sense of humor too. So what's more, a number of breads are loaded with added sugar, which we know to make them taste better. Do we really need this? As we know, sugar is it's the number one toxin in our food, and the number one additive that is creating disease at a faster pace than we can keep up. So she's saying, if you buy bread, check the labeling. Always read the ingredients. Make sure it's made with sprouted whole wheat flour or whole grain flour, and they should be the first ingredient on the label. Okay. But also, since she did this book, we have found out that wheat is also, it's not genetically modified so much as when they harvest it, they spray it with Roundup, with glyphosate, to dry it before they harvest it. So you have to buy organic. If you're buying wheat bread, it's got to be organic, for sure. So that's pretty much it on the flours. And then there's BPA, which is bisphenol. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But those are the liners in the cans, that are in your baked beans or your Campbell's soup or whatever it is. And that liner is a toxic chemical found in food packagings and the linings of cans that contain canned foods or soft drinks. And BPA disrupts hormones that govern metabolism, growth, reproduction, and other crucial bodily processes. So this is why it's important that we talk about these. Hey, Christian. Hello, Jean Marie. PBA is banned in Canada and in Europe. It is not banned in the US, except for the exception of baby bottles and infant formulas. Let's see. Chronic BPA exposure is linked not only to obesity, but also to prostate and breast cancer and thyroid problems. It's also associated with infertility, diabetes, early puberty, and behavioral changes in kids. I mean, go figure, right? A simple liner in a can, and look what's going on here. A 2011 Harvard study found that people who ate a single serving of canned soup a day for 5 days had 10 times the amount of BPA in their bodies as they did when they ate fresh soup daily. Soup's on, not for me. If it's BPA canned, I'm thinking of the PBA. You know, that's like a baseball or something for kids. So anyway, let me see. Single serving canned soup a day for 5 days had 10 times the amount of BPA. Imagine. Okay. So she says thousands of chemicals are allowed in food packaging, the effects of which we still don't know. For this reason, she stays away from plastic as much as possible and go clean with glass and stainless steel. Okay. There are companies that do BPA-free cans. Eden Foods is one of them. Native Forest and Vital Choice Wild Seafood and Organics don't use BPA in their cans. And it'll say it on the can, because I've bought things from Eden Foods. I think they're Dookie beans, and it said PBA free. So another tip, instead of buying tomato products in cans, try buying food in glass jars. Okay. Two great brands are Good Boy Organics, Yellow Barn Biodynamic, and Bio Nature. As for canned beans, forget about them. Buy organic dried beans and cook them yourself, of course. Let me see. Okay. So next is high fructose corn syrup, and I'll finish with that. Yeah, this is like a disaster. And what happens is with high fructose corn syrup is they claim to have taken it out of the foods, but they put it in there under like different names: corn solids, corn syrup. I mean, they're not using high fructose corn syrup anymore. But anything that's got corn, just stay away. It's in foods. It's found in foods too numerous to count. Here's a few examples which will probably blow your mind: bread, sodas, flavored yogurt, crackers, and cookies. A review published in the International Journal of Obesity noted that the rise in obesity in the last 35 years has paralleled the rising use of high fructose corn syrup, which made its debut on the food scene just before 1970. It makes you fat largely by impacting your hormones, insulin, and leptin. When you ingest high fructose corn syrup, insulin skyrockets, and insulin promotes fat storage. Not only does this sweetener make your insulin level surge, it also wreaks havoc on the hormone leptin, the body's appetite regulator. High fructose corn syrup suppresses your response to leptin, and you get so hungry you want to eat everything in sight. Anybody ever feel like that? The result, your body gets very adept at hoarding fat. So, I work with clients, all the time. I work out, 3-4 times a week. I'm watching what I eat, and I just don't understand why I'm not losing weight. And then we get together, and then they give me examples of what their meals are, and then I know why they're not losing weight. Because I look for the chemicals, not the calories. So there's a big difference. Let's see what else here. Oh, it's in carbonated soft drinks. A food science Chi Tang Ho, PhD, conducted chemical tests on 11 different carbonated soft drinks containing high fructose corn syrup. He found astonishingly high levels of reactive carbonyls in those beverages. These undesirable compounds associated with unbound fructose and glucose molecules are believed to cause tissue damage. By contrast, reactive carbonyls are not present in table sugar, whose fructose and glucose components are bound and chemically stable. So read the package labels for high fructose corn syrup, but it's going to be in more products than you can even keep track of. But just note that it's going to go under corn solids, anything with corn, you got to look out for it. And then there's also, you can use non-refined sugars such as fruit, dates, coconut sugar. These don't spike your blood sugar as high as these sweeteners that we just talked about earlier. Maple syrup and honey. So they're a healthier choice. So it is 12:10. God, I feel like I just get here and it's time to go. But there's another one here that, oh no, we'll get to trans fats. I was going to tell you about something else. So I've enjoyed hanging out with you today. Next time, bring a friend. Tell your friends about this, especially those that are feeling heavy, sluggish. They don't know why. We got to bring them to the party because they can reverse these symptoms very easily. And that we'll get to as we go down. Right now, I'm just telling you what to be on the lookout for about the chemicals in your food and how to make better choices, healthier choices. So hopefully that will help you. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the comments below. I'm happy to answer it. And it's another sunny day today. Can you imagine? Every Monday we bring the sunshine. Isn't that great? So have an awesome day, and I will see you next week. Well, we will continue, easy for me to say, on with our little chemical challenge here. And that's it. So have a great day. Take care.